Welcome back to another Gas Grass Ras 007 game commentary. Yeah, this is Neverwinter, Dungeons & Dragons. Those of you who don't know, Neverwinter started out as a PC game from the early 2000s, I believe. It was kind of like Dungeon or Dragon Age, where you basically had your party and it was a tactical strategic RPG where you use space to press pause. Excuse me. And you can issue orders and stuff throughout the map while your game's on pause with your 4 or 5 different characters. They went on to make Neverwinter, which was a huge success for RPG fans. I'm not sure about the gaming industry as a whole. Which ended up coming out with 3 expansions for Neverwinter, I believe. The Neverwinter 2 came out, called Neverwinter Nights. It's basically Neverwinter 2, Neverwinter Nights, so you guys don't get confused. That came out with like 2 or 3 expansions as well. So these games themselves have all been centered and focused around making the player happy and giving as much content as possible, which is actually what the Neverwinter MMO has surprisingly turned out to be a lot about. You have something called the Foundry or the Forge, whatever your respective MMO calls it, which is, it's basically players making their own content, making their own quest lines, making their own, whatever the case may be, which is going to give you never-ending content because, let me enter the world here. It's going to give you never-ending content to an extent, because every quest you go on is going to be uniquely different to whoever created the quest line. The only thing that will be different with this is an action RPG, which means you're going to have direct control over your weapon, and there is no, World of Warcraft click to attack kind of thing. You do still have your special abilities, which are basically the same as World of Warcraft. You press the shortcut button and you perform the special attack. Man, this is taking forever. Now, actually, aside from I'm hoping this is still recording here because my Fraps notifier just disappeared. But what was I just saying? I don't remember. I'm too tired for this crap. Figured I'd do an RPG today because I've been doing a lot of Total War stuff. Haven't really got a whole lot of RPG videos out. I have 8 Total War videos. So basically, this is the I believe this is the this is the home. This will take you to quests and stuff that are belonging to the Foundry, like these quests down here. Let me see if I can find the Foundry real quick. I don't normally look for it, so finding it's going to actually be kind of hard because don't know if this is true, but I'm assuming I can't find it. I'm assuming a lot of the players that do make content probably have, close to or do have max level characters, so I'm just waiting, till I get up there in level to start doing that kind of stuff. This is my Guardian Fighter, which is basically I mean, this is different because they have a Warrior too, which is based on attack DPS. This is basically to soak damage, but from some of the builds I've been seeing, they can also be used to put out quite a bit of damage as well. So, not too sure exactly how that's gonna go. But yeah, like all the bosses, like even the bosses and everything like that. If I'm blocked and I have the stamina to keep blocking, I am immune to everything and I block everything. Now, the only The only thing that does affect me is if he would call like a ring of fire or something. I would still get the burn effects of that. I wouldn't get the initial damage from it, like, cause when the fire circle or whatever they call it in this explodes that the enemy mages use, it does initial damage, like the explosion itself from doing that does damage. So I don't take that damage, which is actually a huge amount of damage, but I do take the constant fire, poison, or whatever other damage is expected. Now, the only thing I don't like about this class, I do have an archer too, as you guys probably saw earlier. Oh my god. The buttons, like, usually, this is one thing I do not like about this game, actually. Usually the buttons are kind of, you either have 1, 2, 3, 4 in your mouse buttons or things like that. This one, I guess to try to start a new trend, because I know a lot of the MMOs, especially the freemium ones, have been using this control scheme, especially for the action-oriented ones, is you'll use WASD to move, and then you'll use Q as a special, E as a special, R as a special, and then you'll have tab for like some alternate stance mode that you can use, or, you know, another special, and then you'll have, and then eventually you'll have up top like 3, 4, 5, and 6 to your traditional, like, see, that's what I'm used to. I'm used to having all my skills on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. From those of you that played EverQuest and things like that. Sorry about the clearing my throat there. But I don't like it because I'm not used to it. I think that's partly what it is. But as far as this class goes, the one thing I don't like about this class is a lot of MMORPGs are more about, for a fighter class, being able to take damage without necessarily having to guard, where this is pretty much your guard is your lifeline, which isn't a bad thing. There's people that like to play like that, and it works well for, well, actually it works really excellent for the way they incorporated it. But for someone like me that doesn't mind getting hit a couple times a day, it's like, especially when you're facing bosses, you're pretty much, alright, I'll try to show you here. You're pretty much waiting for him to use his special, like that. Block it, attack a couple times, block again. Attack a couple times, block again. Attack a couple times, use a special. Attack a couple times, block again. So there's no dodge button or anything like that. So this, if you're not one to be doing the same thing over and 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 over again, yeah. This probably is not the class for you, because you're going to be doing a lot of block, attack, block, attack, block, attack, block, attack, block, attack. Which is why I usually like archer classes a lot more, because it's more about moving around and being... Why am I always getting ganged up with it? I press the health button, nothing happens. I gotta press it like 2 or 3 times. That's one annoying thing about this game. Now all of a sudden these people are doing crazy amounts of damage to me, and I've been at this area for like the past like a couple hours now, and none of them have ever done this much damage to me. So what the fuck is going on is beyond me. See, this is why I don't like this control scheme. I'm not used to it at all. So when I go to use a special, I walk forward. When I go to use, you know, actually walk forward, I fucking use a special, you know. It's just like, kill this guy before he kills me. It's just one of those things where it's like, you're not used to the control scheme at all, and the keyboard is such a huge control pad that you go to use something, and then all of a sudden you're using the special. You go to walk forward, you're using a special. You know, it's literally just because you've never played a control scheme like that, and now I gotta use all my fucking health files because glad there was other people here. And that, I don't think that's just this game. I'm complaining a little bit about it. I mean, that's MMOs in general. Though I do have a keyboard that does have macros and stuff, but I'm not quite sure. I don't really understand how to use it. Like, I went in. One of my friends was telling me you might have to activate the profile, which I haven't tried yet. But I went in one time and used I had a Dark Souls. Not Dark Souls. What the hell game was it? Darksiders, there we go. I went into Darksiders and a lot of that game requires a lot of combos. So I was typing some of the combos into the macro, trying to use them, and when I went into the game, it didn't even register that I saved them or anything, but if I went back to the profile, it said that I did. So it's one of those things where it's like, how did that not kill him? And see, like, the only time this shielding thing is really useful is if you're not surrounded. Like, one of these guys, like, if you're in a group or a party and you're a guardian, your main goal is to single out these hero characters, is what I like to call them. They're basically the strong leader characters of the orc pack or whatever. Every enemy in the game has the stronger characters. So as a guardian, you're basically the one-on-one fighter that takes out the stronger stuff that can potentially do a lot of damage to this grindstone. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Wow, okay. I didn't go anywhere. Why? I sound like an idiot there. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about clearing my throat. I actually waited like half the morning to make this video, just so I wouldn't cough. And I wasn't coughing all day, so I was like, you know what? I'm probably not gonna cough. I haven't been coughing all day, so I think I'm good. I get on this to fucking talk to you guys, and that's all I do is cough. Of course they're not going to drop any health. But yeah, that was my macro situation. Couldn't really understand how to figure that out. But overall, I mean, as an MMO, I'm actually enjoying this more than I enjoyed EverQuest. And EverQuest 2 was probably... oh god. EverQuest 2 is probably the most time I spent in an MMO. And I think I even surpassed that.
Hear you.
That's
My
new.
mistress sent me out here to gather up these specimens, but I have just discovered I have a terrible fear of getting killed by orcs. I think I'm safe here, but I dare not go out there. I don't suppose you'd gather the specimens for me and take them to Riftel Farside. She found these fiery bugs on the slopes of Mount Hope now. She calls them her elemental weevils. I'm sure she'll reward you for returning them. Careful picking them up, though. They are hot.
Yeah, I've never seen that quest before. See, I don't know the whole history of this game. I don't know if certain races get certain quests and special, blah 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 and all that stuff. I've only been playing for like 40 hours, so all I've really... Yeah, it literally sounded like somebody was fighting over here, so I walked this way to kind of like maybe get help or help somebody out, and then there's nobody here, and there's randomly like a bunch of orcs here. That is awesome. Great. Oh well.
I will kill you.
Now what I'm doing here, there's actually very few of these quests in this game, which is what I like about this game. These kill quests that you've been getting in a lot of MMOs from the past and stuff like that, there's actually very few of them in this game. So there won't be a whole lot of time, at least in the beginning of the game. I don't know how the end game kind of works out. Obviously, because I haven't been there, right? Don't know how the end game is, but at least in the early stages, you're not getting a whole lot of the go kill 5 of this, go kill. You know, you get them here and there, but a lot of the quests are actually dungeon raids, like for storyline quests and shit like that. So you'll go into a dungeon where you can do by yourself or with some friends, and you'll go through the dungeon, and then when you get out, you'll hand in the quest, and you'll go pick up another quest, and rinse and repeat. And you know, it is a repeating process, but it also adds variety, so like you don't go back to the same dungeon all the time. Usually when you do a dungeon, or except for when you're doing raids or skirmishes and things like that, especially for the main story, when you go into a dungeon and do the dungeon for the quest line, it will be something different almost every time. So even though it is the same rinse and repeat process, it does add a lot more variety than your traditional MMO, because each dungeon you go into is essentially a different dungeon, so you'll have different scenery and different things to do while you're in there. Let me go in, well, let me finish these quests real quick. I hope I haven't been doing this too long, because I only got like 30 minutes to do this. Yeah, I'm not too sure what changed here, because up until level 12, I've actually been able to just run in and kill people for the most part. I haven't really had to defend much, you know, except for when I'm facing those uber powerful dudes like that Taskmaster up there. But other than that, I really haven't had to worry about it, which is kind of weird. That, you know, 2 levels after level 10, it would just go from... You would think if it was going to get harder, it would get harder at level 10, because, you know, the first 10 levels of an RPG are usually like the 10 levels that you get introduced to the game and, you know, start to learn all the aspects and stuff like that. But nope, level 12, it seems, some random level, everything starts to get really hard all of a sudden. Well, not really hard, but as you see, I can't just walk into a group of enemies and be like, yo, what's up, guys? You know, it's just definitely, where the frick did this lady go? I'm done collecting her crap. Apparently I'm still collecting, oh yeah, no. Oh, I gotta collect 6 of those people, so I was looking at the wrong quest, never mind. And there is one right there, so choose one of my health potions.
Proves to my blood.
Yeah, I really don't have too much to say bad about this game. I mean, there is those gripes. It is a freemium style, which this is actually one game I would actually think about paying monthly for. If it was like Never or EverQuest 2, where you could put like, because you're playing the free stuff and whatnot. I forget exactly how EverQuest 2 works, but you can opt to pay $5 a month for the game, and you get little bonuses and things like that that you normally can't get unless you spend real money as far as like their currency. I don't know if Neverwinter does anything like that. I haven't really gone into a whole lot of the menus and shit when it comes to subscriptions and pay and stuff like that. I really don't like to go into that stuff because a lot of this game doesn't have too much of it, but a lot of the times you'll see stuff that like is way better than the crap that you can get, and you know, basically pay to win shit and stuff like that. This game doesn't really have too much of that, to be honest.
Back. The enemy. Thank you. Those supplies. Carry on. The orcs are still dangerous. Can't pay for it.
I just leveled up, so that'll give me a chance to show you some of the stuff I wanted to when I got back here.
How are you, friend?
Firebugs.
Thank you for returning my elemental weevils. They were extremely difficult to procure, even more so now that Hope knows a volcanic ruin. And
Let me see if I can find a less
She
busy
needs to learn to get herself out of difficult situations.
place to show you
and there's
guys.
No teacher like experience.
Alright, so you got your powers, which go all the way down here, which I'm thinking for the most part you can level up all your powers because the level cap is 65. There's only three ranks to a skill. I'm thinking when you get down to these where there's 2 on each side, you might want to pick one or the other, because it looks like, you know, they're more focused on class specifics than they are just, you know, like these skills up here are just your starting skills that pretty much apply to any class specific thing. You get beats, or let me go. It's not level 2 yet. Okay, upgrade that guy. Let me explain to you how this works. Instead of level requirements to be able to get a skill, it all depends on how many points you spent. So when you first get these two are these two become available at like 5 points. These come available at 10 points, which I've already suppressed. 15, 20, you know, so forth and so on. The feats are more of your and again, I think you're going to be able to level enough that you're going to be able to level all these things up. But at the beginning, you're basically picking what your class, what your guardian fighter is going to specialize in. Is he going to be a tactician? Is he going to be a protector? Is he going to be a conqueror? And then with my archer, I didn't like all of the features that you get. Is this more health? No. That you get for a certain specialization. So as I unlocked more stuff, I kind of mix match specializations to kind of fit my archer playstyle, the kind of archer I like to have. But this one I might decide more of a, well, even then you really can't decide to specialize in just one specialization, because you need so many points into the feats to unlock the next tier of skills for that, or passive skills, or whatever you want to call them. So you are gonna have to put some points into other things, like I'm gonna have to do here. And I think I'm gonna focus on strength, because a lot of my armor sets and stuff are focused on regeneration, and like my shield's focused on defense. My accessories like rings and necklaces are focused on health, HP regeneration, and then my armor is also focused on defense and other things, because there's a lot of different skills in this game, and then are different effects that armors can have. And then my sword is all based on damage. I need armor piercing, damage, stuff like that, because that's really the only place I'm gonna get my huge damage amount is from my sword, because I want to use the shield as a defensive mechanism. So when I do get hit, I don't take 100 damage anymore. I only take like 20 or 13, things like that. Alright, why I'm here. These things are boons. When you do certain campaigns that I think they came up with, I don't think this is actual Forge stuff. I think it's the developers actually use Forge to come up with these quest lines, to kind of get people to see what benefits Forge or Foundry or whatever they call it in this one can have. As you do quest lines for each of those campaigns, you unlock you unlock boons, which are basically, special effects that you can use. And then I guess once you get to down to the end, you'll have a special ability that you can pick. That's what it's looking like here. Companions, the best part about this game. The best part about this game, to be honest, which I like so much because I'm such an old-fashioned RPG player. So the fact that you can actually play this game by yourself and have a companion, which could be a warrior, mage, dog, whatever, but that you can actually have a companion to travel with you through your travels, and you give them their own name, and you can custom, once you get to certain levels and stuff with them, you can customize their armor and their armor sets and what they wear, and you can upgrade them with enchantments and things like that. So I love this feature, and with real money you can buy more slots. I'm not sure how many. I think 5 might be the limit. And then you can also buy more, let's go to the inventory here, idle companion slots, which I think there's like 2 or 3 expansions for that. So basically they're encouraging you to try to collect as many companions as possible, because each companion, let me go in here, is it N? No, I do gotta do this. Another cool feature, your profession. I think I just leveled him up to 3. No, I didn't. Another cool thing is let me get this. At one point, or I don't know exactly what level it is, you unlock the ability to hire now I don't know if you can pick whatever out of this. The quest line that it gives you picks leadership for you. I don't know if you can just ignore that and just pick whatever the hell you want out of it, or everybody just has to have leadership. I'm not sure how that works. All I know is the quest line pretty much says, hey, click on leadership, click on this, click on that, and then, that's what I usually do. Usually just want to get it over with. But here's the different professions you can have, and as you see here, overview, as you complete certain achievements in game, you unlock more slots to have more professions. Or no, they're not slots to have more professions. They are, well, they are profession slots, but you unlock more mercenaries, which you go here, you hire a mercenary. I can't hire him because I think I have to be, I'm probably gonna be a mailsmith because I am that defensive. No, I'll probably be platesmith. Yeah, platesmithing. All right, so you go here, it'll tell you. Oh, really? Huh? Before it told me I had to. Oh, no, that's not what I want. No, that's not what I want at all. Whatever. Damn it. Okay, well, anyway, apparently you can switch between mercenaries in between. But once I was trying to get this one to level 3, so I have leadership. I obviously want leadership for this class because I am the guy that takes all the damage, so I want to be able to try to get as much boons and benefits and buffs to my teammates as possible. Apparently you can switch the classes, which I didn't know. Every hour or so you can switch back and forth, I guess. Basically what you do is you hire a mercenary, and now I can't even do this stuff. What the hell? Oh, because I don't have the required. That's probably why they make you pick leadership to begin with, because a lot of times you'll have, you're not required to have any extra stuff when you're doing this. As you get later on in the levels, obviously you probably are going to need extra things and ingredients and stuff like that. Probably not for leadership, but that's probably why they made you pick leadership at the beginning, because you have all the required things to use leadership, where obviously I don't have any of that stuff here. So why I would let you switch in the middle of doing something is beyond me. Oh, maybe I do have. I can still do this though, so that works. Alright, go back to my 2 hour. Yeah, start task. But anyway, this is basically what it is. You hire a mercenary, you go in, do everything I just did, and then it has real time to it, and you collect experience for the class, and obviously you collect whatever you're trying to make or you know, craft. Now, let's see if we can go to the social, not the social, here, I'll do this. Yeah. Companions. This is what I wanted to show you guys. These are ones that you can buy. There, I forget where it is, but there is a list on the home menu somewhere that you can actually look at all the available companions through game and buying. Some of the better ones you can buy right out. Some of the really good ones you actually have to, which is amazing about this game. Some of the really good companions, some of the really like powerful, strong ones, you actually have to meet requirements in game, like pray to God every day. Pray to your God every day for like 3 months. Go to certain areas and collect certain things, or you know, just sub things that aren't kept track of, except by the fact that you can eventually unlock the ability to purchase in-game the companion, because they have companion shops that you can purchase with in-game money instead of real money. But yeah, they have like animals, specials, and they give you a little kind of picture of what they look like, and then hirelings, which are kind of like basic things, and they it's cool how they do it too, because it's like a card game, if I can find it. Oh yeah, there it is, homepage. It's like, I think it was homepage. I went on this, did this. Calendar queue, catalog might be, no, home. Pretty sure it was home. I don't know. Somewhere in here, you play the game, screw around for a little bit, I'm sure you'll find it. I just don't have a whole lot of time to screw around because, you know, eventually this is going to end. But, it'll show you the companions, and they're kind of like booster packs, like a card game. Each set of companions has their own special name that they come with, like Neverwinter Fighters or something like that, and they each have their own. Each booster pack is basically, which is basically what they are. Each booster pack is pretty much like the stronger heroes that they're coming out with, or just different heroes, in case, like, you know, the ones they have don't really suit your fancy kind of thing. But yeah, I really like the companion system in this. Star Wars: The Old Republic tried it, but it was really well implemented, but I don't know, I just didn't like it. I mean, this you can kind of... The thing that really made me like the companion system in this compared to Star Wars: The Old Republic was the fact that you pretty much get a list to choose from. Yeah, you don't have the extra story value that you have in the Old Republic, where you can actually talk to your companion and actually have a branching story path through your companion. But when they give you a companion, you have a choice between the different classes and things of companions. You can pick like a dog, is the first one you can pick. You can pick a mage, a cleric, a warrior, an archer, a rogue. And they're all the beginning companions that everybody gets, but you can choose what class you want to have follow you. And that was the big thing for me. Like, the big thing when I played the Knights of the Old Republic for the Xbox, I always tried to have a varied... Because you could have 4 people, I always wanted to have one extra Jedi, and then the other 2 to be a varied class combination. So you have people to support you, because, you know, you're as a Jedi, you're basically a melee class. Which in this, you can kind of, when they give you a companion, you can pick the thing that actually fits how you play. You can pick the companion that's actually going to help you the most. Where, because, you know, if you're a fighter, you're obviously not going to pick a fighter as a companion, because you're already up close. You want somebody to give you support from the back to provide extra damage that's not necessarily going to get hit. Because you don't want to constantly be doing what I'm doing here, and that is pretty much taking forever to kill something, you know. Because at least until level 20, you really don't get a whole lot of loot. Once you hit level 20 and start doing main quests through level 20 or raids and skirmishes and things like that, you start to get so much loot, it's not even funny. So the first 20 levels, you know, you pretty much, you're going through this, and they responded really fast, like crazy fast. Like, I've never seen somebody respawn that fast before, unless they were somewhere else. I don't know, I didn't see anything else walking in. Probably did, just didn't, you know, I'm gonna watch this video and notice what I did. But here's kind of like the beginning, or I gave you some good gameplay, showed you different things this class can do. Oh, I just found out like 2 days ago that you could actually block and attack at the same time. I did not know you could do that. But it is actually pretty healthy when you're one-on-one, or help. It's actually pretty helping when you're one-on-one. If you're surrounded, that's not really doing much, because, you know, there's still people stabbing you in the back, so it doesn't really matter. Basically, you're just not getting hit from the front, so you're basically picking the person that does the most damage and guarding him and trying to kill him before everything else kills you, so you can turn around and kill everything else. If you're playing by yourself. That's what's so great about the companions, is the fact that you don't have to be alone anymore. You have that extra person helping you, which is awesome. But yeah, I think I'm going to end this episode right after I kill this thing, because I think I'm running out of space on my hard drive, and I want to have some space to save this video and actually talk to you guys, or actually get this video up there. You know, I don't have to remake it. Sorry for some of the stumbling and stuff like that. MMOs are not my forte. Co-op RPGs and regular RPGs and RTS RPGs and RTSs are my main. They're my main play style games. I don't know what you want to call it. Main genre I stick to, just because I like RTS games and things like that. I especially love RTS games. But I grew up on RPGs, so I always have some RPG that I'm playing in the background of any other game I'm playing. Oh my god, dude, I'm pressing the skill button. Die, bitch. How did he hit me still? Yeah, I should have guarded right there. Another thing I noticed too about this game is you don't really use money for armor and shit a whole lot. You usually find what armor and things you need to be better by just playing the game. It's mostly mounts and inventory space and things like that that you spend actual money on, which is pretty cool, because, you know, even if you're really into an RPG, you can kind of live with limited, you know, if you don't have the money to spend, you can live with limited inventory space for the time being. Most people can't live with the fact that you really can't even get to the next level without paying to buy some armor and real money, you know. So it actually really benefits them a lot that they went with that model for the RPG, because it basically feels like, if it wasn't for the other people in the game, it really feels like you're playing like a Two Worlds RPG or something like that, where, yeah, the voice acting's there, it's not really that great, the story's there, you don't really care about it. The only thing you really care about is getting to the next level or the next armor set and seeing how badass your character looks. I mean, that's one thing I did like about... Alright, let me log out here. So one thing I did like about the Star Wars Old Republic, which I think some MMOs really need to take a page from their book, and that is actually get you interested in the story. Actually get you interested to actually go around like Mass Effect and talk to people and learn about different things. Games like this, 9 times out of 10, they're really not that interesting. The story's there, but if you played Neverwinter, you know the Dungeons & Dragons universe, you already know what the story is, you already know what the Blackgate and all those other places are. So you really have no inkling whatsoever to actually read any of it, or do any of it, or even listen or care what the hell the story is. But that's going to be it for me today. I do want to get some more Total War replays up, but it's just kind of hard because of the fact that I'm working, and the days I have off, I wake up, smoke a cig, my girlfriend's come home from work, we go do stuff, because on the days I have off, I like to sleep in. But I am gonna, and like I said before, the lady, that girl, whatever, got fired or something. Now she's coming back, so I'm gonna have more of an actual dead set schedule, where I'm gonna actually know what days I have off, know what days I work. I'm not gonna be working like 30 hours straight in 3 days, kind of thing. So, I will be able to get more, at least Total War videos up. These videos are a little harder because obviously I have to go in and live stream them. And whatever I say pretty much gets put on the final copy because I don't feel like going back and redoing pretty much everything I just did. So, at least with the replays, you can film it, look at it, edit it, and then decide, alright, is this what I want? Or do I want to remake this video? Because you obviously already know exactly what's going to happen and, things like that. That's what's great about making replay videos, I can give you guys commentary and I can actually be somewhat smart about it without stumbling or messing up like I did in this video a lot. Because, the MMO world is actually still kind of new to me. I don't have thousands and thousands of hours clocked on MMOs. The most I probably have is 200. And that's multiple different MMO games from RuneScape to ESO. I got the beta code for ESO. Yeah, ESO, I don't know why I said ASO. I haven't actually played it. I went to update it, right? I'm thinking, okay, it's a beta. The actual client installed pretty fast and everything, so let's go through the update cycle and figure it out. Well, here, it feels like you're basically updating the actual game into your computer. Like, you're not just updating the files, right? No, the actual update is the game that's installing into your computer. So I literally had it sitting there for like 30 minutes, and I get like 2, 3, 4 meg download speed, right? So it shouldn't take that long, right? I was on there for 40 minutes. It didn't even go to 1%, right? So I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm done. I'm not sitting here waiting 3 days to play this game that I already know from gameplay videos and a lot of other people I know, including friends, that it's a horrible game and it sucks. And it's nothing like Elder Scrolls whatsoever. So I'm not going to sit here and wait 3 days to play a game that I really just want to play to convince myself that it isn't as horrible as it is. And pretty much be disappointed in the end anyway. When I could just plug in Neverwinter and play whatever I want, however long I want. So, thanks for staying with me, guys. That is not my YouTube channel email right there. That is my personal email. Please don't email that email. My YouTube channel email is gasgrasser or GGA007 gaming at gmail.com. The only reason I say don't use that is because since it is my personal email, everything that I get comes through that email. So if it's a YouTube comment or something like that, you might get thrown into spam because all that stuff, I don't use that account for any of that stuff. So anything that comes on there for that besides Facebook is usually thrown in the spam file and not looked at. So just please don't email me there, because if you are sending me comments or anything like that, or something I don't know, I'm probably going to put it in the spam, and I don't want to put it in the spam. That's why I have that separate email, so you guys, I can log on there and I can look at everything I need to look at, and it's pretty much all just YouTube, aside from like, I think I linked my ESO account to that, and stuff like that, which MMOs I might actually start doing, linking my MMOs to my YouTube channel email, just so we don't have to go through this again, especially if I get more fans and or followers and things like that, or viewers. But thanks for sticking with me. This is more of an update than it was a gameplay video, but and an explanation really. But I really find it I really find it irritating when somebody goes through a gameplay video and doesn't look at the skill tree and doesn't look at the feats, and doesn't look at the boons, and doesn't give you guys a look at the inventory system, doesn't give you guys a look at the companion system or whatever else is involved in the MMO. It's literally just straight gameplay. MMOs are so huge, you're not going to be able to decide with just straight gameplay whether you want to play the game or not. Because yeah, the gameplay might be awesome, but the UI menus might be a complete nightmare, and might make you want to completely not play it at all. As you've seen with this, there is a little learning curve when it comes to the menus, but most of it is accessible. They have little hotbar menus that shows you exactly what button to press to get it up for most of them up top. It's really small, so make sure you're wearing glasses if you can't see. But this game makes everything easy, accessible, and makes you want to play it. Like I legitimately, when I get off this video, I'm legitimately gonna go on my Archer right after I got done in this video, and I'm gonna go play for another 3 or 4 hours. You know, because I want to see what the next armor set looks like. I want to see what the next weapon looks like. I'm gonna get to the max level so me and my friends can go raiding and stuff like that, because I started this game like 8 months after they did, so they already have like one character max level and another character half leveled. So I want to get to that final end game content that I've never got to before, because now they actually have friends to play with. I can look forward to getting to the end game content and then having them show me what the rest of the game is about, show me how good crafting can actually be, because I know once you get to the end game, I think I read somewhere that crafting is actually a big part of the end game, because some of the best armor and weapon sets that you can get are actually through crafting. So if you can wait the 2.5 days to wait for your item, you're good. And same thing, a lot of end game content, like I said before, also has to do with the Foundry. The Foundry has a lot of extra stuff. A lot of that's for later level characters, and then they have those new campaigns that you can go into after you beat this campaign that give you extra boons and benefits and potentially an extra skill at the end there. So, you know, there's honestly, as far as MMOs goes, as far as skill trees and things like that go, this is probably one of the more in-depth that I've seen. Rift had a lot of stuff. To be honest with you, I really didn't understand Rift's skill tree at all. I'm an old-fashioned RPG player, that's probably why. I'm used to the whole tree thing aspect, you know, not the here's a bunch of skills, you can pick whatever you want, you can mend them, grind them, blah blah blah, you know, all that stuff. You know, I'm not really into that. I don't understand that, and you know, it's a learning curve I'm not willing to take on an MMO. If it was a single player RPG, yeah, I would be willing to take that, because I can just take my time and do what I want and go where I want and things like that with most RPGs, whereas MMO is a little bit more linear and you have to go follow the quest line. If you stray off the quest line, you run into the horrible badass that kills you in one hit, you know, that kind of thing. So MMOs, I don't like to take real big learning curves, because I feel like you spend so much time learning how to play the game that by the time you do get to the last level and you finally learn how to play the game and you're good at it, you have completely no fucking idea what is going on whatsoever. Because you spent the whole time paying attention to learn how to play the video game, that the entire story just went out the window and you have no clue why you were even playing the game to begin with, and you have no clue what's going on, who you are, what race you are, what armor you have on. And you're just like, wait, what happened? You know, I've played single-player RPGs and co-op RPGs like that. Two Worlds, to be a good example. Two Worlds 2 was the best example, I believe. But, you know, you get to the end of it, and you're like, I've spent so much time learning how to play this game that I have no idea what's going on. I don't feel like playing it again, because it was such a pain in the ass first time. So those kind of games I just don't really like. That's why I like this, because it's accessible to newcomers and old-timers alike. It has the traditional skill tree aspect with a little bit of a twist. It has your features, your boons, and things like that have been added to MMOs to add extra power and stuff for PvP and things like that. So overall, I mean, this game is pretty good. I don't give ratings on my channel. I'm just going to tell you whether or not it's worth playing. And to me, if you're an RPG fan and you like MMOs, this is worth playing. It has a, if you don't know what Dungeons and Dragons are, or Neverwinter in that fact, Neverwinter, I suggest you go get the games. You can get them on Amazon. They're very good games. They go into the history of Neverwinter. They go into the mythos and lore extensively. Most of the mythos and lore for the MMO you have to read yourself, so a lot of times it'll just get, pushed to the side. With the actual Neverwinter game that was for PC all those years ago, you're going to actually have dialogue that explains everything to you in a branching story path, and you can decide whether you want to be good or evil, or all those good mushy things that make a good RPG is in Neverwinter. So if you do want to find out before you play the MMO the history to the series and things like that, go get the games. The actual games are easy to find. The expansions, depending on which one, are a little harder to find. There is for I think $60, $70, you can get a Dungeons and Dragons Neverwinter box set, which comes with every game and all the expansions, which is like 6 expansions and 2 games, which is a lot of value for your money, to be honest. Because, back in the early 2000s, when they came out with an expansion, it was actually an expansion. It wasn't a weapon pack or anything like that. No, it was a whole new area to explore, whole new quest line, whole new side quests, whole new enemies, whole new armor, whole new weapons, whole new classes. That's what the expansion was back then. So when you get to expansions for Neverwinter, they're going to be worth your money. Now, for those that just want to jump into this, go right ahead. If you don't mind doing a little bit of reading, or you don't really care, it's still a fun game to get into, build a character the way you want to. I like how they added the specializations, even though I believe you are going to be able to pick all of them at the end. But, from the way it's going, because I have almost all of one, I'm only 23, and I have almost all of one specialization maxed out, so I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to fill up all those. But at least at the beginning, it gives you a little bit of customization of how you want to level your character. But yeah, for overall, I would suggest you play this game. Like I said, if you want the history, you're going to have to go play the original games or read whatever's in-game, but it's still not going to give you everything. If you're a Dungeons & Dragons veteran, I will have to warn you, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's not the same. It's not like Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter or anything like that. Basically, what Neverwinter did to make it a little easier for you guys to understand, because I know a lot of you guys know Dark Alliance and Baldur's Gate and things like that. Neverwinter was probably the first RPG to take a formula like Dark Alliance or the other one I said, Baldur's Gate, and actually make it fully and comprehensible 3D. In the Dungeons & Dragons series, there was other games that did it, but in the Dungeons & Dragons series, Neverwinter was basically the first one. It might have actually been the first one to change that format. I do believe it was one of the first. It went from the 2D format that we're so used to, where it was 3D, but you only had the top view, so everything looked 2D even though it was 3D. Neverwinter was one of those RPGs that pushed everything and pretty much changed the genre to what it is today, which was saying, alright, we're done with this top-down menu, or top-down camera-looking thing. Let's see if we can get close into the action and make them feel a part of the world. Which Neverwinter did excellently, by the way. But, yeah, if you like, especially if you like Dragon Age and things like that, the first 2 Neverwinter games are going to be for you. If you like MMOs or action RPGs, this one's probably going to be for you. I've ran it on enough, I've updated you enough, I'm going to end this video now. I will see you guys on my next Total War Shogun 2 video. Sorry I didn't give you guys more gameplay, but I didn't expect the I can't even talk now. I didn't expect the explanation to take this long, so sorry for that. I'm glad you stuck with me through my video. I'm glad you guys are still here. Please come see me on my next Shogun 2 Total War video. And one of the reasons I didn't do a whole lot of gameplay on this video is because I wasn't sure how YouTube was going to react to it, so I didn't want to put a lot of sweat, blood, and tear into this video and have YouTube pretty much tell me I'm a fucking douchebag and I need to go home and crawl up in a ball, you know? So, sorry about that. It's not all my fault. It's also part of YouTube. But, I will see you guys on my... can't talk. I will see you guys on my Shogun 2 Total War video, which hopefully will be tomorrow, or sometime next week. But I wanted to get an RPG video up because it was a week or two before I got my next video up for Shogun. And I did promise you guys one RPG video a week, so I didn't want to upload another Shogun 2 video after being away for so long. I feel like that would be kind of a cheating to my RPG fans. So enjoy this, enjoy my ranting, enjoy my talking. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.